This feature, Clare Women in Business, is funded by Comishún Naman with a television licence fee.
Welcome to this week's episode of Clare Women in Business on Clare FM. Denise O'Gorman is a native of Miltown Malbay in West Clare. She attended secondary school at St. Joseph's in Spanish Point and afterwards worked in hospitality before travelling to London. Denise had worked in credit control but always wanted to have her own business and took that leap, first returning to college as a mature student. Denise O'Gorman is founder of Remedy Credit Control Solutions, an outsourced credit control business, which she started just 3 years ago.
Well, I knew I wanted to go into business of some kind, but I didn't really know what aspect of it I wanted to get involved with. Strangely enough, I hated accounts. It wasn't my forte at all. But now that's what I do. I work in credit control and accounts receivable, so it's funny how things can work out. I mean, I've been working in accounts in London, Ireland, and 18 years now at the moment because I have my own business for the last 3 years. I had been in college. I went back as a mature student, so I attended Munster Technological University in Cork. So an opportunity came up for me to start my own business. So I said I'd try that and see how it goes. And here I am 3 years later, and it's working fantastically for me.
What put it into your head that you would or should have your own business?
Well, I suppose it was always in the back of my mind somewhere, but I never really had the confidence. Do you know, I worked for other people always, and I never had that confidence to make a leap, do you know, to put myself out there. But once I did, I was so happy that I had it done. I felt so rewarded by what I was able to do, you know, and it really showed me what you can achieve if you put your mind to it.
What other jobs would you have worked in before you took the leap, went back to college and started your business?
When I was a teenager, we'll say I did a lot of bar work. So I've worked in bars, restaurants, hospitality as well. Throughout Clare, as you know, Clare is a very tourist county, and there was a need always in the summer months for students to work. So that's what I would have done in my teenage years.
Was it difficult going back to college as a mature student?
No, it wasn't really, because, you know, I said I had to make a move in some direction, and it was during COVID, so we weren't really doing anything else, and I was only working part-time. So I said it filled my days as well, so it was great, yeah, and it came at the right time for me.
When you worked for all those big companies, was that something you enjoyed, or was it a case of, I'll do it for so long and go on my own?
Well, no, you know, I never thought to go on my own until I went back to college, and I could see, you know, when I come back to Ireland from the UK, shall we say, Ireland had progressed so much, and I realised there was a lot more opportunities for people. You know, when I left here, say, when I was 23, there weren't many opportunities around, there weren't many jobs, so I would have went to London. But then when I came back in 2016, I started to see the progression that had been made, you know, in the economy, with jobs. There was loads of multinationals around. So I said there was a lot more opportunity here than there used to be. So that gave me more confidence. And then I realised with the credit control, there was nobody really offering it outsourced to smaller businesses, we'll say the SME market. There was big companies, you know, offering it, but they were costing them a fortune. There was way more than it was worth at times. So what I said I would do is set up a business and offer a cost-effective solution to businesses to collect their cash for them, because a lot of the time as well, they don't have skilled staff available to do that work. You know, you need to know how to do it properly, or it doesn't work out and you don't get paid.
The demand for that service is there, have you found?
Oh, it's absolutely there. And the demand for training on it as well. It's I'm getting calls every day, you know. And there's a lot of businesses in trouble, and sometimes they don't take action early enough. You know, if you think you're going to be in trouble, you need to come for consultancy, or you need to speak to someone who's a professional that knows what they're absolutely doing, you know.
So when you went back to college, it was already, the seed was planted in your brain to start your own business. You
Yes,
saw
it was.
the market was there.
And I studied very hard to get a grasp of business, all aspects, so I could wear all the hats in my business. You know, I could do my own accounts, marketing, sales, etc. So yeah, I would have studied very hard to achieve that.
When you're starting a business, where do you start? What's the first step you have to take?
Oh, you've got to make sure your own finances are in order for a start, because you'll need to have a safety net of money, you know, just to start you off, just in case, because it can be slow in the beginning. But then when it takes off, you're going to get all that money back anyway. But I suppose I found I do a lot of networking. So you need to make connections and contacts with other business people and get into those groups where there's like-minded people and they need your service or you need their service. And, you know, you can connect and expand together. I mean, I'm with a group called Network Ireland and we'd meet once a month. So it's brilliant. You see all the fantastic business women there. It's absolutely, you'll be completely amazed if you see some of the work they do. It's outstanding.
Would you have sought support from any agencies? Advice maybe when you were starting your own business?
Well, the local enterprise office now has been very good, and you know they do some business advice clinics and etc. and they do offer funding, so they're great. If you need help, you know, you can approach them for see if you can get funding or help. You know, sometimes you just need a little bit of advice starting out. You know. No, everybody needs help. You know, it doesn't matter. You can think you can do it on your own, but you always need somebody there to help you out, or someone for advice, or even someone to talk to, because it can be a very lonely place if you're a business owner on your own.
Was it a case that you started your business in the back room at home?
I work from home, and I'm still working from home. I'm only 3 years in, but the business is booming. I'm thinking next year I will probably have to get an office and expand and hire some staff.
How difficult, though, is it to get your name and your reputation out there so you can get business?
Well, I suppose the most of what I use is social media. So I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram. So I do post a couple of times every week. And also referrals. When I do work for businesses, they'll always refer me to another business person, because they're normally pure delighted with my work and that I've got money in for them. For example, I had a gentleman come to me. He had money owing for 3 years that he couldn't recover, and it wasn't worth him going to court. You know, it would have cost him a lot more. So I recovered that money for him, and he was absolutely delighted. He thought he'd never see it again.
There would be people in similar situations who don't know how to approach the issue, but they can bring in an expert like you. So what exactly are you doing?
So, like, I suppose in a way, if you've someone owes you money and you've fallen out with them, we'll say, in a business relationship, it's good to bring in a third person that they don't know, you know, and that can chase it for you and negotiate the payments, you know. So I can come in as a third-party collector and explain to them you've got a certain amount of time to pay, you need to pay. I will speak to them, negotiate with them, and if there's any problems, they want to make a payment plan arrangement, or you know, that's fed back then to my client, and we arrange what we're going to do to get the money back. Is
it difficult to approach someone who owes money to a client?
Not really. I mean, I've been doing it for so long. It would be difficult for somebody new, I'd say. And it's a thing a lot of people don't like asking somebody for money. It's kind of a taboo subject for them. So, but I've been doing it for years and years, and I don't mind picking up that phone and saying to somebody, you know, I'm calling from Remedy Credit Control Solutions. You owe my client money. And then I'll send them the details on an email, and we'll correspond like that until it's paid.
Would businesses be aware that such a facility is there for them?
They absolutely are, yeah. And that's why I set up my business, because I did a lot of market research in Ireland. And I found that there was nobody, for some of the smaller businesses indeed, that would not cost them an arm and a leg, you know, just to get some money paid that they're owed and get it done properly and in the right way and, you know, be compliant about it. So, yeah, nobody really knows there's people there that can do that for them.
Would it be the case from your experience as well, Denise, that people who owe money probably say to themselves, let it off?
Absolutely.
But if somebody like yourself, a third party, comes looking for it, they kind of have to engage?
They have to, yeah. Yeah, they know it's a bit more serious, because it's like it's been escalated to somebody who knows what they're doing, to a professional. I mean, a lot of the times when clients come to me, they say, oh, we've been paying our solicitor to send final demands, and it's costing them so much money. I mean, I'm very cost effective. So Like, they come to me, and in a week or two, I can tell them if they're going to get paid or not and what we need to do.
You'll have an idea from talking
Oh, absolutely,
to the
yeah.
other
I've
party.
dealt with so many. Yeah, I'll talk to the other party for them, and we'll find out what's going on. And if it's because they've got no money, or if they never intended to pay at all, or if they weren't happy with the service, or, you know, it can happen that they will complain afterwards. But the answer to that question is always, you shouldn't have accepted the service if you weren't happy.
You will get that information. You'll know why that person isn't paying. And it may very well be the case that the person doesn't want to pay.
Yeah.
But if there are genuine circumstances, then you negotiate.
I do. And I'll often negotiate a payment plan for somebody. So, you know, for example, if they owe 3,000, I'll spread that over 3 months for them, you know, because I know a lot of people are having problems with the cost of living and everything's gotten so expensive for them. So I will spread that over 3 months. But my client will still get paid money that he never thought he was going to get paid, or she never thought she was going to get paid, for a couple of years sometimes.
Do we know, and would there be stats to indicate how many businesses, big, small or medium, might be owed money no matter how big or small it is?
Absolutely, yeah. Every month I go to professional networking. So I go to the Credit Management Institute of Ireland, and of course we have another few groups within our credit control profession, and we see the charts. So we look at the economy, what sectors and what industries are suffering the most with business closures, and so we can see the trends and what's happening.
Would you come across clients who have been afraid to pursue a debtor?
Absolutely. And sometimes these can be older businesses because people have a traditional way of doing business and they haven't maybe moved with the times a little bit, and they don't realise what their options are. That can cause a business closure. You know, if you leave money, walk out the door of your business like that, you're not chasing your debts, you're going to lose your business in the end.
Are businesses usually pretty good to pay up in the end?
Yeah, they do, with the right approach, because a lot of the time it's due to, we'll say, people have fell out in business. And that's where, when I come in as a third party, I'm a new person coming into the situation, and then I can speak to them. So that's where I can do the negotiation. And, you know, I always come to a very good, I'll either get a power payment or some kind of payment. It really depends on the situation, but 9 out of the 10 times I will get money in, yes.
And might it also be a private individual you're pursuing to get money from, not just businesses?
Yeah, it can be, yeah. It can be business to consumer, yes. And I've done that before for people, and it's not really much difference from dealing with the businesses, you know, but I suppose I talk to them and we'll discuss what the issues are. You know, sometimes that channel of communication has broke down between people, so it's good to get somebody else in.
Would there be many other people doing the work you're doing, and is there a professional body for your sector?
Well, I suppose I could say really about my own business, it's quite unique to myself. I do offer a lot of different services for businesses, so a lot of aspects, because I've worked, I suppose, in Ireland and the UK, I've been in different trades and different industries. I could nearly deal with any industry that approaches me, whereas some people might have to rule people out. And also, yeah, the professional body is the Credit Management Institute of Ireland, which I'm the vice chair of in Munster. So, yeah, I do keep in touch with the professional bodies, both in Ireland and the UK, so we always know what's going on, what's compliant, like if there's any fraud we need to spot or check on, you know, even with clients coming in or who are chasing. So you always need to do everything legally.
First 3 years of business, having completed your college degree, has that been difficult?
Well, it was difficult at first to get used to, but I absolutely love it now. I'm so used to it now. I'll never go back to just working for somebody else again, because I've met so many wonderful people, and the business people I meet are so supportive, and they've been really good to me. And likewise, I'm very good to them if I can. So we help each other out, you know. It's a great network, absolutely brilliant network of business people in Ireland.
But you have been busy enough, Denise, over the past few years to realise that eventually you will have to get a premises, that you will have to get staff.
Oh, absolutely. I think in the next 12 months I'm going to have to get a premises and hire people, because I'm just snowed under with work at the moment. I really am. And people didn't really know those service was available. So now that they do, they're coming in, and some of them have debts a couple of years old since COVID that they never had a chance to chase, or people were working from home and they weren't in touch with their office, so things got left by the wayside. You know, different situations like that can happen.
Any other plans for the future?
No, I think this year is going to be very busy for me. I'm just so busy as it is at the moment. Yeah, I'm going to be busy this year, and then I suppose towards the end of this year I'll be planning on a premises and employing people.
Can you or will you still approach other agencies to assist you in the development of the business, or can you go alone now?
Well, no, I don't think you can ever go alone, really. I mean, I've always made great contact with my local enterprise office, and I actually mentor now for them. So if a business comes into them and says they have a problem with the credit control or need consultancy, then they'll be sent to me. But you always need a safety net someplace, even if it's only in your networking groups, people to speak to or just for advice. And it's great. It really is a great social aspect of business.
That was Denise O'Gorman, founder of Remedy Credit Control Solutions. We'll be back next week with another episode of Clare Women in Business.
This feature, Clare Women in Business, is funded by Comishún na Mban with the television licence fee.